I am working on building a shelf up out here in my back garage. As you can tell, there's no room to put anything. Even I put a shelf up there, got all kinds of crap up there. Things just seem to accumulate. I don't know how or why, but they just do. So, I got my son's ATV there, my daughter's ATV there, my best friend's motorcycle over there, my old '89 Toronado right there, my little Warrior right there, two power washers and two lawnmowers, plus the snapper I want to put up here. So what I'm doing here is I am putting up a shelf so I can stack that ATV on top of this ATV. Using one of these fancy dancy lasers here, I've figured out where I think I need to go. I'm going to give about 2 inches clearance on top of this. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see the line across my hand there. That's about 2 inches across above the tallest part of this ATV. There will be a sheet of this stuff right here, press board, put on there, 48 inches wide and I think 64 inches out to here. And that'll give me plenty of space to cover this up and be able to put this on there. Now, how am I going to get it up there? That's a good question. Right here is a fancy Nancy Harbor Freight hoist, like I've got in my other garage where I lift up the snapper. And I'm going to mount it up here somewhere through pulleys. And where this shelf comes out to here, there will be a ramp, which I've got a ramp over there, which I use to load stuff in my truck. But I'll use the hoist to pull that thing right there up the ramp and set it up here. I'm just going to sit on here pretty tall. But I think it'll work. I hope it will. I thought about this for a long time. So I'm finally off on this project now. This is the latest addition to my garage, my back garage. I built this ATV stacker here to make room in my garage because space. I have another riding lawnmower and another motorcycle to put in here. And I'm running out of freaking space. So I'm trying to organize and fix things up. I've got two push mowers, two pressure washers, I don't know why, motorcycle jack, a transmission jack, two vacuums. That's my best friend's motorcycle. He lives in an apartment, doesn't have space to store it over there, so he keeps it over here. Big compressor, drill press. Up there is all of the steel beams and everything that I recovered from disassembling treadmills to get motors and things out of them. And I use one of those here. So what I ended up having to do was to measure. You can see that's the top of the ATV right there. That's the highest point. I had to measure to make clearance here so I could get the thing pushed in. So I used one of those 1 inch by 3 inch steel pieces of rail that I recovered from a treadmill and put it here. And that's worked out quite well. Now what pulls it up, that Harbor Freight hoist up there. It comes down through, I don't know if you can see it yet. I'm going to get this ATV off because I got work to do on it. So the pulley system down there that lets me pull this ATV up a ramp. That's my little handy dandy Harbor Freight ramp right here. It's trifold, and that makes a pretty steep ramp when that thing comes up like that. But that hoist did it. I'll show that a little bit better once I get some other stuff going on in here. But I tried it yesterday and it worked. The only problem I had was the pulley caught a hold of the lead edge of this 3/4 inch thick press board and peeled it up. So I'm gonna have to build a cable handler on the front of that to fix that. So part of my garage organizing. Now I got to find an engine stand to put my little outboard motor on. I think I've got one in here somewhere. I just got to find it. Okay, this is how this thing is routed up. I did not take this counterweight off, but there's a piece of steel here, bolt through it, two pulleys, one connected to the reel up there and one connected to the case, so I have double pull down here. What happened last night was the edge of that hooked onto this right here. So what I'm going to do is put a pillow bearing here and a pillow bearing over here with a 3/4 inch rod between them to try to guide that thing over. I may end up putting a piece of plastic with an angle on it right here to kind of feed that thing over so that it doesn't bind up. I didn't think about that when I started this yesterday, but it's things you learn when you try things out. This is all R&D.